वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
मूर्ति शिव बाप हर एक बच्चे के मस्तक पर 3 तिलक दिख रहे। सभी बच्चे दिल के उमंग उत्साह से मूर्ति शिव जयंती मनानी है। तो त्रिमूर्ति शिव बाप अर्थात ज्योति बिंदु बाप बच्चों के मस्तक पर 3 बिंदियों का तिलक देखकर हर्षित हो रहे। ये तिलक सारे ज्ञान का सार इन 3 बिंदियों में सारा ज्ञान सागर का सार भरा हुआ है। सारे ज्ञान का सार 3 बातों में परम आत्मा, आत्मा और ड्रामा अर्थात रचना। शिव अर्थात बिंदु का, आप भी बिंदु, आप भी बिंदु। और रचना अर्थात ड्रामा भी बिंदु। तो आप सभी बिंदु बिंदु की जयंती मना रहे, बिंदु बन के मना रहे हो ना। अगर सारा खेल भी देखो, प्रकृति का खेल भी देखो, तो 2 बातों का, एक बिंदु का और दूसरा लाइट ज्योति का। तो बाप को क्या कहते हैं? सिर्फ बिंदु नहीं कहते, ज्योति बिंदु कहते। तो रचता भी ज्योति बिंदु है। और आप भी हीरो पाठधारी। बच्चे Om Shanti, the greatness of purity, purity, pure and elevated attitude. You hold fast with your elevated attitude that you will constantly finish any weak attitude and adopt a pure and elevated attitude. When your attitude is elevated, the world will also be seen as elevated because your attitude has a connection with your vision and actions. When your attitude is elevated, that means that your words and actions will automatically be elevated. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today is day 22. The greatness of purity, pure and elevated attitude. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Congratulations for being in a Vyakti Parivar every evening. I think it requires effort. Some of you work, you come home, make Brahma Bhojan, offer bhog to Baba, eat, and then quickly sit for being the part of a Vyakti Parivar. And of course, when we are there, others are inspired. So this keeps family together. Baba had been talking about the greatness of purity. We understood purity and we are following, but the purity of senses and sense organs. But this is deeper, subtle. It Baba took as purity of awareness yesterday, Simriti. But now Baba is talking about vritti. Their effort is always on two levels. One is inculcate at present, like Baba said, three dots. Now, when you start practicing to put three dots, soul as a dot, supreme soul as a dot point, and drama dot full stop. Now, if you practice that, so attainment of that, attainment will create that stage, right? And that stage will help to transform what we're holding in attitude because there is attainment, right? Or others, like Baba said, to have elevated and auspicious attitude towards everyone. I think many of us practice and we have to continuously keep practicing. Now, when that practice is done, then also the transformation which is happening from ordinary to elevated. Sometimes we could say very ordinary, simple things. They're not very auspicious. Like when you are traveling somewhere and you are given a lot of good wishes, and so we always say, think auspicious, say something auspicious. Many say what is auspicious is like kind of sharing the blessing. May your trip be successful, free from obstacles. You will accomplish what you are aiming at in a very simple way for every task. Then there is whatever is within the attitude that comes across through our eyes and our words. Vritti se drishti, and vritti also is in Vani. That means what we say. Now is the time. No, Baba said in Murli yesterday, Siddhi, that means for your own self, for everyone. Give them blessings so that whatever they are aiming at in personal life or for Baba's task, they should be able to accomplish that. The power in that attitude, a lot of power in attitude. And then in drishti, they give example that there was this saint. He was doing tapasya under tree, and there was a bird on the tree, and his droppings fell on him. So he looked at the bird, and bird got destroyed because he was so angry. So whether it is attitude of love, attitude of compassion, kindness, and of course attitude are in a way coming from our sanskars. It's all right, whatever sanskars we have from the past, but I can create now. Sanskars are created by action. So create very some beautiful quality in attitude and do that kind of action. Kriti. And when quality of action is elevated, it is of generosity, it is altruistic, then automatically the sanskar which you are creating are beautiful sanskars. And those sanskars will then make our attitude powerful. Attitude is something very subtle, not visible. It can create, it can uplift, it can really help in many, many different ways. So Baba wants us that the purity at the level of attitude is very, very important. Then your drishti and whatever words you speak, they will be like blessings. All the knowledge, has to be merged in my attitude. I like the word Baba said in Murli. Dharna yukta vritti. Knowledge being inculcated or changing into attitude. We look at everyone as Baba's child, as loveful soul, even whatever sanskars any soul has. But what I have to look at, the eternal sanskars, loveful, peaceful. If very soul has a lot of anger, so what you will say? You don't talk of anger. You are very peaceful through our thoughts. We keep saying through our words, you are very peaceful, very peaceful. Then there is realization, there is transformation, and that's what is called serving or spiritual relationship. Because what we do in a spiritual relationship, we constantly keep sharing through our elevated and auspicious. Just imagine we're not talking of one day, few words of being auspicious. We're talking all the time now. Just imagine. Confluence says our life is life of elevated and auspicious attitude. Very, very clean, very powerful, because confluence age is the life to serve. Some of the rewards of service you get in golden age, but some you get here. Let's say there is an obstacle. That means someone in the family not well or whatever. But you keep serving whatever were your duties, you don't miss any. You will find that there is reward waiting for you immediately. Otherwise, there is a very solid reason for you that I can't do it. I will not do it. But no, you still keep to your commitment. You still keep to what you have to do. Recently, I was seeing a soul, and then was sharing a very good news. I said, I knew because when you do seva, there has to be instant reward of that. Baba will make your life more easy and so that you can keep serving all the time. So seva, never because of any reason give up seva. Because it's creating elevated actions, and these elevated actions are not, as I said, reward for golden age, but right now. Your situation, your circumstances will be very favorable for you so that you can continue to do your study that is coming to class, but also serving yagya. That's something we all have to remember all the time, right? So still keep reflecting on attitude. And if you are not able to see your attitude, keep inculcating in attitude what Baba is saying, like three dots. Baba said all the knowledge is in a little point of light. Mhm. Someone was beautifully saying that there is sunlight, then moonlight, and then electricity. But finally, light comes from your own light. The answer for your questions, the solution for your problem, clarity to make right choices. Everything comes from your own inner light. And that's what I am, a point of light, right? So inculcate this and make your attitude elevated and auspicious. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi.
Om Shanti, brother.
So nice to hear the depth of purity, the way you are sharing. Can we say that our attitude is coming from our sanskars of the past, and that the awareness, like for example, you shared about three dots, and that the awareness, any elevated awareness, is a way to change the attitude?
Because one is changing attitude, other is forming attitude, right? So when you are practicing about three dots and you are seeing the result or attainments, now that is becoming your attitude now. So it's like replacing, that means if you had some experience from the past and today you have another new experience, you will let go of the past, no? So this is how I like when Baba said, inculcate in attitudes, inculcate knowledge in attitudes. One is awareness, simriti, other is vritti. So I think definitely as you're saying that transformation happens. So inculcate new one and it will replace the old ones, right?
The,
You have any experience of that?
no, Didi, like you said today, that the as we are more aware of like using that three dots as like, okay, drama for example, then quickly the past attitude is changed. It's not the same thought pattern anymore. Now it is like, okay, I'm able to bring new energy into myself. That one awareness has brought new energy, which is shifting the attitude I was holding. So that's why I like this connection that you made about attitude coming from the past and scars, and that shifting of that from this awareness that Baba shares with us. Maybe many of us have been in knowledge for quite a long time. Still, I feel that some of these deep sanskars or attitude actually keeps repeating. Like today, Baba was saying in the Murli, like, okay, you are in front of other people, so you have to be cautious in how you interact with others. He was giving the example of anger. So don't get angry because that's what others learn from you. So this is coming because there is this attitude inside, some coming from this deep attitude. So we are doing yoga, everything, having wonderful experiences in remembrance of Baba, but still this deep attitude doesn't change. So what should we do so that we can see the transformation of those things?
One is to have yoga, other is some of the practices are important. And as much you keep practicing, like I know for quite a while I had been, still I do, but that time was very often about that. Anytime I have to think about someone or something, I have to think from my eternal stage of love and peace. And I used to like it so much. And then if there's anything, let me use my original stage, deity form. So more we practice, that practice is creating a stage, and that helps very much to overcome what Baba had been saying, something very ordinary, not only anger, but say ordinary words or ordinary ways of anything. So I think practice is important with yoga. Like recently, I realized that we had been reflecting and churning, but what about remembrance? So I no, we cannot let go of remembrance. Also, even if I'm churning, that's why I shared. Didi said, Manan Chintan leads you to Man Manabhav. That means the reflection should ultimately lead me to remembrance. Otherwise, it becomes an intellectual drill. Some are very good in churning and all that, but do not have yet that yoga because they have to change that energy to focus and remember Baba. And there are, lot of not only churning, but very deep insight, something discloses, like you start understanding that that also comes when you are in remembrance of Baba. So they both are connected, right? So some connect, some don't. Something yoga is just sit with Baba. No, that is good. There are different benefits. But for transformation, for power, change of sanskars, we have to do some practices also, right?
And yes, Didi, that's the practice is an important key point here. So that practice actually helps me to realize perhaps where I am actually going wrong, or what's the way I'm thinking about it, and then remembrance brings me power to change that, to transform that. Is that a right way of understanding it?
Yeah, that also, but when you are practicing, your awareness and your consciousness is in that stage, you are in that stage. So, in that stage, when you are making choices or saying something, it's very elevated, right? It's something which is very, very powerful, also, right?
Right. Thank you, Didi. One last question. In these purity points, few days ago it came that it's in Brahmins, of course, just like physically we don't touch each other. In the same way, even in my mind, even in my thoughts, to have even any lesser thought or a lesser feeling for someone else is also considered as impurity. And we know this is really a very high or deeper level of purity that Baba sets a very high standard for us. But at a very practical level, when people are living in their household, they do see the challenges. How can they actually not have other thoughts for others and only have elevated thoughts?
They should have elevated in their family. So when it's family, they should always have elevated thoughts. Why not? So what you're saying is that, if we have to progress, if we have to be successful, then you need to have elevated thoughts for everyone now. Everyone. And it will be so nice for you because your treasure store will keep increasing of elevated thoughts. We don't do anything good for anyone or bad for anyone. Yes, it shows, but for the self. So whatever I am doing for others, I am receiving, not from them, from my own self too. So if I am compassionate, loveful, first is for my own self. And if I do it, then others will also benefit. Right? There is a lot of joy in this kind of, doing this way. There's a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, a lot of power in that. Right? And that's what I keep aim for. And I have experienced that whatever I am doing, actually, I am giving to my own self. If I share blessing with you, first that blessing will come to me.
I'm the
Right?
first beneficiary.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Didi. I really like this one sentence you said: attitude of love, compassion, and kindness. This is how we have to form our new sanskars within us. So that's beautiful, actually. Thank you
It
so much.
should become natural and nature now.
Right.
natural nature now.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Devai.
Thank you, Didi. Om Shanti.
Okay, Om Shanti.
Purity, pure and elevated attitude. You hold a fast with your elevated attitude that you will constantly finish any weak attitude and adopt a pure and elevated attitude. When your attitude is elevated, the world will also be seen as elevated because your attitude has a connection with your vision and actions. When your attitude is elevated, that means that your words and actions will automatically be elevated. Om Shanti.
The greatness of purity. Purity, pure and elevated attitude. You hold a fast with your elevated attitude that you will constantly finish any weak attitude and adopt a pure and elevated attitude. When your attitude is elevated, the world will also be seen as elevated because your attitude has a connection with your vision and actions. When your attitude is elevated, that means that your words and actions will automatically be elevated.
पवित्रता की महानता। पवित्रता शुभ और श्रेष्ठ वृत्ति। श्रेष्ठ वृत्ति द्वारा यह व्रत लेते हो कि सदा कमजोर वृत्ति को मिटाए, शुभ और श्रेष्ठ वृत्ति धारण करेंगे। जब वृत्ति में श्रेष्ठता है तो सृष्टि श्रेष्ठ ही नजर आएंगी, क्योंकि वृत्ति से दृष्टि और कृति का कनेक्शन है। आपकी विशेष सेवा विश्व परिवर्तन की भी शुभ वृत्ति से है। ओम शांति, ओम शांति। So, thank you to Didi and Brother Dev. That was good conversation. And now let's fly to Madhuban. Welcome to our Vikti journey, Shantivan, where lives become as valuable as diamonds. Welcome, pilots. We are eagerly waiting to go and see our sweet home, Madhuban.
एवर रेडी हो ना? एवर रेडी? तो जो भी आई है वो मधुबन की श्रृंगार
पहुँचे
परम धाम को जाने की। इतनी जल्दी क्या है बाबा परम धाम को जाने की। बच्चों के संग बैठो जरा कुछ बातें सुनने सुनाने की। इतनी जल्दी क्या है बाबा परम धाम को जाने। जमाने के गम प्यार में ढल गए हैं, उम्मीदों के लाखों दिए जल गए हैं। उम्मीदों के लाखों दिए जल गए हैं कि जब से तुम्हें मेहरबान पा लिया है। तुम्हें पाके हमने जहाँ पा लिया है। तुम्हें पाके हमने जहाँ पा लिया है। जमी तो जमी आसमां पा लिया है। तुम्हें पाके हमने जहाँ पा लिया, जहाँ पा लिया है। तुम्हें पाके हमने जहाँ भी मोहब्बत की राहें मिली हैं, वहीं पे मेरी गर्दिशें थम गई हैं। मोहब्बत का वो कारवां पा लिया है। तुम्हें पाके हमने जहाँ पा लिया है। तुम्हें पाके हमने।
Om Shanti Vyakti Parivar. So it was exciting to go to Mohini Didi's room. I'm sure you must be thinking what was in the room, right? Yes, we saw Brishman Bhaiji's cottage, we saw Dadi Ratan Mohiniji's cottage, and you saw the way to go to Mohini Didi's room. And we couldn't open Didi's room right now because she's not there. So the room is closed, and let me tell you what is in the room. It's very simple: 2 beds, one-seater sofa, 4 chairs, 2 tables, and 2 carpets. Is that enough to know, right? So it's very simple. So when you come, you can always visit Didi's room and to meet Didi. So simple is better, right? So because we don't live there full time, so but that's the way, that's the room. Didi is there since more than maybe 15 years actually. And GAN server also, she is there since GAN server was built up. So anyway, so that's very nice too. But Brijman Bhaiji, Ratamai Dadi ji, they are always there, and many people go to see them. So it's a beautiful building, Saraswati Bhavan, and it's very beautiful environment. So thank you. Avyakti team for taking us to our sweet home Madhuban and visiting Didi's room. Om Shanti. Tomorrow is Tuesday and our schedule will remain same, including Avik Murli revision from 5 to 6. Just to let you all know that the revision of Murli, which we do every day, little before the series, this week it's little different Murli because we couldn't find the video of the Murli for this Sunday. So we have taken 1 year earlier Murli. So all is good, right? And one more thing, very important, is 25th of August is very special day, which is our Dadi Prakash Maniji's day. So we'll be offering special bhog on that day. So note down and be together on a Vikti Parivar, offering bhog together. You can also make bhog at your home or at the center, and we all will offer together. Thank you. Om Shanti. Now let's remember Baba and take drishti from Didi. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Good night, everyone. Om Shanti.